Good morning, Saturday morning. I think it's supposed to rain all day. Oh boy, fun. Nice and muddy. Today is Saturday, day 5 on the bunkhouse project. I know I said that sanding is one of my worst things, and I did it for years and years and years, but insulation is absolutely number one worst thing. My oldest son got me these Tyvek suits, and they're great. It keeps most of that insulation off you, but you sweat like crazy. Not that I don't need it, but I got my clothes soaked from sweat. I probably should do that every day. But I got in here and got all the walls insulated and got the lid insulated. What I did first is I put these 2 boxes up for the lights, and then I ran the wire to them and came over here, went down here, over here, and down. So the wire's there, ready for when I put that box in right there. I don't have the right, I have to buy a box for that, and they don't have it in the town that I'm in. And I need to get some kind of grommet there. I'm thinking I've got some 3/8 hose that I can string over this wire and run it up there and get it so it'll protect the wire. But my next project will be hanging this lid with plywood, and then I'll run all the wire over here, all the way around, come all the way around to right here, and then have it come out this way. And then after I get all the drywall hung on, not drywall, all the plywood hung on all the walls, then I'll build this wall here. And that way I can run my wiring. I'll have a box coming out this way, and I'll have 2 boxes coming out that way. So not bad. And there's my little crawl space that I had. It's not a crawl space. It's just to turn the water on and off. I've got a frost-free hose bib there that runs to my pecs, and when I leave, I'll close that, and it drains all the lines, so I don't have any freeze problems. And I stepped on that sucker, and it fell through. So luckily I stepped on it with my heel and caught myself, but I have to reach underneath there and get the little lid. So that's my Saturday, day 5 so far. We'll see. Maybe I'll get the lid done, maybe not. So talk to you soon. I came over to my buddy's studio to take a shower after insulating and put another coat on this drywall, and I might as well do my laundry while I'm here. So I was doing that, and I put a 3rd coat on everything, so it just needs to be sponge sanded. So I got a 3rd coat, and I was looking for a mop to clean up the floor where he had made a mess and I made a mess. So I thought I was done, and I was looking in this little room for a mop, and there's more drywall down here to do, so I've got a little bit more to do. I also let him borrow my drywall jack for doing ceiling, so he brought that back. So I've got this to hang the ceilings, so that'll make it a bunch easier to take care of that ceiling in that bathroom. 5:15 in the morning, June 22nd. It's raining again. I can't believe it. It's summertime, right? We don't get that in California. Oh, I left the insulation out. Well, it dried up yesterday, so it'll probably dry up today. Hopefully I can get all the plywood hung inside that bathroom today. It's Sunday morning. What I did is I went through and put some nailers so I could screw off this side, because I didn't run a rafter right here, which is no big deal. And then I ran my wire all the way around to right there. So I've got plenty of wire. And now I've got my sheetrock hoist, and I'm getting ready to screw off some sheetrock. Well, I'm gonna call that a day. I'm leaving this piece off because I need to get a box for my receptacle. Got all this done and it is pouring rain again, so I've got one little piece, but I can wait till tomorrow because it's all wet out there. So I'm happy, cool. And I happen to have that lantern, so it helped out because it's so dark today with the clouds. But what a great day, yay. All right, talk to you soon. Well, here's what I did to finish off the day. I put a coat on this stuff in that little room that I just found. I had to come over here anyways to take a shower to get the insulation off me. Even when you're hanging the sheetrock, or actually it was plywood, you kick that dust up and get insulation all over you. And I noticed he's got another patch up there that he needs to hang. I might say something. He only had half a bag of 20-minute hot mud, so I'm just about out. I got enough for one more pan, so I can put another coat on this and call it macaroni. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Well, today's Monday. I got the plywood wrapped all around the kitchen window. I got the rest of the plywood up inside the bathroom. This one just has 2 screws in it because I need to go buy a box that's gonna go right there. I got the plywood wrap around that window, and I got this last piece put up. So I'm going to Billings tomorrow to pick up some materials. I think I'm gonna build these 2 walls here where the shower goes out of 2x3s. So I need those, I need 8 of those. I need to pick up a light that I can turn on here. I need to get some covers for the square GFI plugs. I need to get a front porch light, which is wired and ready to go, but that would be nice. And then this light right here, which is full of moths, is gonna go in the bedroom over here. And my buddy Gary, who bought a house and remodeled it, bought a couple of these light fan combos, and they weren't working on his ceilings. There was such a pitch. So that is gonna go inside here in place of this one. And that way I'll have a fan and a light. So I've got a lot of odds and ends I've got to buy. Hopefully I'll have everything written down. The last thing I need to do today is go sand out the patchwork at my buddy's place up the hill who was letting me use it. So that'll be it. So off to Billings tomorrow. It's about an hour and a half from here, so that won't be bad. A break from all the work. All right, the patches are all sanded out. I swept it up. He said he's going to mop it himself. So, oops, definitely a lot better than it was. Not perfect, but the rest of the drywall's not perfect. And the bathroom. And it definitely needs to be mopped, but that's all sanded out so he can paint it. Shut the light on. So there you go. There's day 6 and 7, and tomorrow is the Billings trip.